Hey, hello all. This will be a short series of videos regarding quality assurance engineer. So Q here stands. Let me just maximize this, and Q here stands for quality. One is because it's the first video. This is me. This is my LinkedIn. You can go and find more information about me. And in this first video, this is gonna be very short. Just gonna set a goal. This will be like the first conversation that you would ever have with a new team, with a company that is being introduced in quality assurance engineering. And the goal overall, it would be this to build a quality assurance engineering team in the company, in this company, in some other company, doesn't really matter, that will not have any of the known diseases appearing to other software companies. I should compliment here. Um, why is this? Because it seems that there's a lot of repetition, a lot of copy and paste that really does not work and does not help. Today I'm not gonna say how to solve these things, but I'm gonna leave you with four questions. And basically, if you manage to answer them, then you might not need to view any of the rest of the videos that I'm trying to attempt these myself. So let's go with the first one. Um, so how did ever a junior was able to assert verify the deliverables of a senior? No other industry does this, for example, automotive industry, except software. And this is true because, first of all, QA is something like new in a software company. It has not been introduced before. They want to try it. It will bring even more consumption of resources. And so, people start a little bit, afraid, not afraid exactly, but, that they are skeptical about that. So they are hiring juniors. So they say, okay, we have a junior. Someone has heard that there are juniors in other companies that playing the role of a tester, and they are using these juniors, which frankly sometimes they are like completely juniors, very very cheap personnel, maybe not even having an engineering background, and then they are there's someone from the senior development team has delivered something to them, and a junior is supposedly must I'm laughing because this really doesn't happen in any other industry, right? So a junior must give a green light, must say if this is going to go live to production to the end customers or not. And this really makes little sense. Of course, the juniors can provide some value because they're wearing the hat of the end customer, who is also negligible of your new feature or your new product, and so they can provide some feedback in that sense. Uh, but really, there are many things that there's a huge gap there. These two teams cannot cooperate efficiently. So this is what other industries do actually, right? They have when you have someone to check, for example, a large field with where solar panels have been installed. Is usually senior people who can actually challenge the electricians there, and they're gonna do some high level checks. And and they're all seniors. They're going to provide you an ISO, for example, right? This is how it works in other industries in general. Software has not adopted this good, uh, has not adopted these processes. But anyway, this is uh, this is a question. Um, so second one, if we're hiring more and more QAs, this is a question that I get from managers, and it says if you are hiring more and more QAs, we will increase the quality of the product, indeed, but we're going to spend lots of resources on people's salaries. Can we do something better? And this is true if you're following, dummy models, as we just said, like hiring a bunch of juniors or, you know, uh, not thinking how you're going to spend your resources, not being intelligent of what needs to be tested, and, considering that we're going to test everything, for example. But this is a valid concern, right? That people say, you know, eventually, there have been some Monte Carlo. If you search a little bit in YouTube, you're gonna see some Monte Carlo simulations that people have attempted to find the optimal ratio between QA engineers and developers, and by following some assumptions in there, they have realized that it was one to one. Yes, you can perform. You can have the optimal like quality you can have if for every developer you have one QA, but this would need a huge amount of resources that very few companies would have, and it also doesn't make sense. It's like a waste of resources uh, to have this kind of pair, one developer, one QA who is checking his or her work, for example. Um, but this is a valid question, like what can we do, right? And one to one, yeah, for sure, it's not the answer. Uh, you need to be intelligent here. Third one is let me remove myself here from the let me put myself over there at the top. Super. And so another question that we get. Our junior developers are blaming the QA of playing the role of the police. How can we build a relationship between QA and dev team to achieve a better product? This has happened, especially with junior developers, because for every finding, whether this is a performance issue, whether this is a usability issue, whether this is a functional issue, for every finding slash bug slash defect, name it as you want, for every finding that the QA team brings, uh, if not proper management, not proper, let's say, project management has been done, the junior developers are gonna feel and actually not only feel but have the pressure of solving the some issues that sometimes might be due to their own mistake, but more often than not are due to a systematic mistake or due to some legacy code there, etc. And of course, if you're a junior, and we know how much engineers love their work, uh, and uh, and the QAs are here to check the work. So no matter if you would also bring a chocolate cake with you, this you wouldn't enjoy being checked, having your work being checked. And this is highly appreciated from seniors because they know how the positive impact of that has to the product. But junior people cannot initially comprehend that unless they have very good social skills, and uh, and yeah, and it needs to and it needs very a QA person not only have technical skills but also have very good social skills in order to manage this, in order to emphasize, to the junior developers that that if they have done like 90% of the work, all of the work is going to be neglected, and nobody is going to give them a clap, to give them a positive feedback about their work because of this single, for example, a single whatever finding, bug, crash, that the system, the potential the customer even experienced, or the and if the QA does not catch it, then the whole team has a problem, right? And but this is a valid, how do you make this for the QA to not play the role of the bad guy? This is a valid question, and I think that not many managers have the experience of how to manage, how to bring, for example, to a team that doesn't have currently QA inside, how to introduce QA and make this smooth transition. And the sorry for this phone call here. And finally, developers are creating defects all of the time, and this delays us a lot. What can we do in relation to this? So this is a valid question again that the managers will do, because again it has to do with how you manage time. The more pressure that you have, that you impose on developers, the more defects you're going to get. And this is only one factor from many factors here. And could be a cultural thing, for example. Could be that developers have stopped caring about your product for some reason, and so uh, this is a valid question here. Like, developers are creating defects all the time, and this delays us a lot. You know, and the point is for developers, for QA to not always be there, as a parent, for example, to catch, as a shield, to catch the defects. Um, Developers should actually create minimal amount of defects, like not create code that only crashes or misbehaves in the very tricky scenarios. And how do you take the developer team and slowly, making it more mature, for example, to be able to deliver a good quality code from the first release, not the first release to the end customers, for the first internal release. This is also a huge challenge, but and this has not. This is also a disease that can be found in software companies. And basically, these are the main challenges that you would have in any QA team, especially newly introduced, but even if it is existing for some time. So this is the goal. This is what we're going to try to achieve in this small short series here, to build the quality assurance in a company that will not have any known diseases, as you might have seen in other software companies. So yeah, so that's all for this video here, and for the why and more, we're gonna talk again to the next video. And it was a presentation from George Pligoropoulos. Thank you very much for your time.